we did an interview at PopCon Indy this year with a super sweet young lady, and I wish I could remember the name of her booth, but it was like Japanese themed. There was like a huge inflatable axolotl. It was around the corner of your booth.
No, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes.
It was inflatable, but it was also like cloth, like
yes,
fabric.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we did an interview, and before we started the interview, which unfortunately we lost it. I think the file got corrupted or the sound was off or something. Yeah. So we didn't end up getting a chance to use it, but it was so funny because the picture that Jason took of me, our buddy who usually does like our videography and stuff, the picture he took of me was definitely a Sunday, last day of PopCon, because I'm standing there waiting and I was just like this.
You forgot you had a face.
I did.
Yeah. That is the Sunday problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then as soon as we started, I was like, "Hey, so I'm." Oh
Yep,
god, I was like, "This is."
And we're back.
And we're back. Yay!
Yep.
Live in front of a studio audience. I know you've already started recording. That's why I started talking in the mic.
Oh, hi everyone.
Hi. All right. Well, hello everybody. We are here on the last day of PopCon Louisville. Just talking to some friends, catching up, doing a few more interviews, and we wanted to introduce a couple of friends of ours that we've had for I don't know. I feel like a few years now.
Years at
yeah,
least.
a few PopCon years anyhow. So this is Megan and Heather, and they are here representing Anime Crossroads, or A-Cross, I believe is what a lot of people call it.
A-Cross.
And
X-Cross.
Okay.
They're like super spicy.
There we go. I like it. So Megan, Heather, first off, tell us a little bit about yourselves. What got you into the convention scene, and some things that we should know about Anime Crossroads?
Sure. Well, I'm Megan, and I've been watching anime since I can remember. I started going to conventions as an attendee. And then when I found out there was an anime-specific convention, I started volunteering. And then once you volunteer at a convention, it's just kind of a progressive thing until you're staff. And now I'm the director of marketing. And so one of my jobs is table swap. So we come to the conventions and we basically try to get people to come to ours.
Okay.
And we're a good time. If you like PopCon, we are like PopCon with a super huge anime influence.
Okay.
So we've got the panels, the vendor hall, artist alley, the dances, all of that. It's just you're gonna see a lot more anime, maybe a little less Star Wars. Bring it.
A little less.
It's welcome. Everything is welcome. But yeah, so that's my start with Anime Crossroads.
Nice.
I have two older brothers, so I started off anime early. My first anime was Dirty Pair, and
I don't know that one, but it sounds fun.
All right.
But I always loved anime. I went to Gen Con as my first convention when I was like 14 or 15 years old. I came in wedges and larks for the first time. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Probably not the smartest, but it was fine.
Good.
And I loved it and started seeing smaller booths that had anime. Obviously Gen Con, I always thought was called generalized because it has everything. And then when I realized there were specific ones, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I branched out and went to a Hoosier Con for tabletop gaming, been to Indie PopCon and Comic Con before, and then Megan is actually the head of Did Fit Ariel's studio, and I do silks there, and she said, hey, you're a nerd, join me. And I was like, join you?
That is exactly how it went.
Crossroads.
That's
and I
it.
was like, okay. And so I've been working under her now for 3 years. So
That's
it's been
awesome.
fun.
Okay, that's very cool. All right, now Anime Crossroads is typically held like in the first quarter of the year. So what are the upcoming dates for Anime Crossroads?
Yeah, so our next show is in 2025, February 21st through the 23rd.
Okay.
Which has pretty much been our weekend for about 14 years now.
Okay.
We had a little bit of a switch up last year, but we're back on track. We like to say we kind of start the convention season.
Yeah.
There aren't too many conventions in February, but it's like after ours, then you just start going and the ball starts rolling, and next thing you know, you've done 40 conventions within 7 months.
There you go. There you go. That sounds very accurate.
Yeah.
And we Josh and I only do really like 4. But by the end of the year, you're just like, wow, I feel legitimately a year older, and I still have 6 more months to go.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have one of our podcast mates, Avital Elizabeth. She is a cosplayer. I believe she goes to Anime Crossroads just about every year. She's been trying to get us to the convention pretty consistently. As somebody who is kind of an old school, and here's what's funny is Josh, not an anime guy.
Yeah.
Not an anime guy. Not
That's
to say
okay.
not to say that he doesn't like anime or he's not willing to give it a chance, but I don't think it's anything that he's ever really invested time into. So he hasn't found kind of his niche of anime, right?
And that's important.
I am an old school anime, like Japanimation guy, like old Ninja Scroll, Seven Samurai, Ghost in the Shell, kind of Akira. You know what I mean? Like,
Ghost in the Shell.
yes,
Yeah, you're speaking my language.
yes.
There.
So that's kind of where I cut my teeth, and then I found my rhythm with like DBZ, Pokemon, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And now I have kids, so we're revisiting a lot of those DBZ.
The best part.
Oh, I love it. But my question is, so for somebody who is an old school anime, or maybe somebody who has not been in anime at all, what are some of the things that you feel like are a boon to coming to Anime Crossroads? Like, what would be something that would be fitting for both of those audiences?
So I feel like there is a place that, you know, you can meet in the middle with just animation in general.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be Japanese animation. It could be like, you like Family Guy, you like Bob's Burgers, you know, and even then it might not be that. Maybe you embody a character from the Marvels and you like to cosplay. And so you know, or maybe you don't, but you should. Weebs, anime people, we love to dress up. This is not my actual hair. I don't know if you can tell. But so like if you want to cosplay anybody from any universe, I think an anime convention is maybe a good place to start.
Okay.
'Cause you're definitely not going to be alone. Where I think as maybe out of an anime convention, you're seeing more t-shirts that represent kind of who you are, whereas like the full character at anime conventions. So you don't like anime, that's okay. You like, sorry, microphone. You like something, so you just bring that. And then old school animes, I mean, we love seeing that.
Yeah.
Bleach, I feel like, is kind of aging ourselves for sure.
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell, absolutely.
Right.
I was super popular at Gen Con this year. They were like, oh my god,
that's
Ichigo.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good stuff.
Somebody's gonna recognize what you're into. You know, you're gonna find somebody to jam with.
Yeah.
So everybody can find something there.
I also feel like Anime Crossroads has a lot of panels that aren't always geared towards anime, so you can always find something. I mean, I'm a huge anime fan, don't get me wrong. I'm also a huge video game fan. So when I found out there was a Final Fantasy panel, I was like, bet. And, you know, not to the anime scene, you just want to sing. There's karaoke there, you know.
Okay.
And we have a maid cafe. Come check us out, you know.
Okay.
Like, we are up all night with you guys. We have an EDP that goes all night long. You know, we have 18+ panels. So we have all kinds of fun.
Do you guys have improv at Anime Crossroads?
Not yet.
Not
and
yet.
Apparently not in 2025, thanks to the wrestling committee of the world.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, we would love to, because that's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, I'm getting this report in from Josh.
Oh.
No, the Royal Rumble is actually the first weekend in February, so we should be available that weekend.
Available.
Yeah.
Well, then, coming to you in 2025.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to put in a good word for you.
Okay. Yeah.
I would love to see that.
What's so funny is we were talking last night, just kind of hanging out day 2 after the con, just kind of unwinding, you know, praying that Qdoba would have what we were looking for, and sadly being disappointed. So we were talking about like just some of our connections, and it's really funny. And I think when you volunteer, especially at a convention, you start to realize how many connections to people you have through other people. And like Stephanie Husky is a good friend of mine that I've worked with, like in, you know, in
outside
the
of
IRL. Yeah, absolutely.
IRL.
In IRL. And, you know, we worked at Best Buy for a while together, and she and I worked at the office I work at now for a little while. And I love Stephanie.
Oh, yeah.
But I know Anime Crossroads is huge for her.
She's been there since day one.
Right.
Ground zero.
Yep. And I know that she's got a couple of nephews that she, I'm sure she's probably taken a couple of times.
Indoctrinated
there
them
we go.
into the
There we go.
nerdom. Yep.
So I guess that's my next question. And Heather, you brought up a good point that I want to get back to in just a second. But I have 3 sons that are all, like I said, getting into some of the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, stuff like that. But my 15-year-old has a lot of his own interests. He's really gotten into, and he's got some friends that he's really close with that are big into a lot of different anime stuff. So for maybe the under 18 crowd, like that 15 to 13, even 18-year-old crowd, what sort of events would you recommend at Anime Crossroads for that sort of thing?
Oh, yeah. So actually, the entire convention until I think about 9 p.m. is completely family friendly.
Okay.
And then the only things that aren't family friendly after 9 p.m. are the 18 plus panels.
Okay.
And then we do a burlesque show.
Okay.
So that is absolutely 18 plus.
Yes. Got it.
Those are the only things.
Okay.
And there's we make sure that it stays 18 plus.
Right.
But outside of that, there are all kinds of main events, including the dances are family
fun.
friendly.
Okay.
So that's a fun experience. I myself have children, so to go to an electronic dance party with my 12-year-old,
right?
That's not something you do in the wild.
Yeah, you're right.
That's only something you can do at an anime convention.
Yeah, or a wedding.
Or a wedding. Yeah. But there also we have a social where it's kind of like a prom feeling. So,
okay.
Even though she's only 12, I get to help her dress up.
That's cool.
There are also panels that are all ages.
Okay.
And so I mean, really, I would say everything is family friendly aside from on my hand I can count the things that aren't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's pretty accessible to everybody.
Everybody.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, something Heather that you brought up is the actual panels and things like that. So can you give me an example of what sort of panels are maybe the more exciting panels to kind of check out? And obviously I understand it's subjective to everybody, right? We all have the things that we really enjoy over other things, but what are some of the things that you really look forward to as far as panels go, year to year?
So especially with us being a high cosplay community too, the Cosplay 101, getting into cosplay, being able to support each other in that aspect and learning from it. There's also Whose Line Is That? They do a version of it for anime.
Okay.
Themed. Sometimes they have goofy ones where it's guess that character, it's showing up on the screen and everyone's shouting out answers.
Oh, it gets wild.
It's so fun.
Okay.
So fun.
You can hear a panel room from rooms away.
Yeah, and for instance, the karaoke I spoke about, I mean, this kid, it was a little kid, but knew the whole Oron Host Club beginning song, and everyone went freaking crazy.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
And most of it's in Japanese.
Yeah, most of it's in Japanese.
Wow.
As a little kid, I was just okay,
all right, buddy. All right.
But,
yeah.
everyone's cheering them on. They just feel so good about it. I've also seen cool down areas, quiet rooms, and they have coloring for the kids.
Oh, okay.
Just things to help them be more, calm if they need. We also have a huge video game selection.
Okay.
And we also, is it Hoosier Con now? Hoosier Con actually brings us all of their gaming
The Hoosier Gamers guys?
Hoosier Gamers,
nice. Okay.
So, I mean, I've seen a lot
everywhere.
of kids areas and craft areas for them.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
So there's tons of different, it's not just... not just
You're not
anime.
Just, stuck on anime.
That's cool.
Like I said, and Genshin has a huge source there.
Okay.
I see a lot of Genshin characters.
Okay.
So a lot of video game reference shows up.
All right. I think my 8-year-old last year at PopCon bought, and of course he's never played Genshin or anything like that. He bought a sword from Genshin because it was just a really, he's 8.
Cool.
He's an 8-year-old boy who's like, a sword? Yes, yes.
I feel that as a 34-year-old woman.
Me too.
Yes, it's like, you know what? A sword? Yes.
We have several swords.
That's
so
fun.
We understand.
That's fun. Well, just kind of thinking about some of the relevancy of what we were talking about, and I brought up Josh earlier, and I did just remember that there is, and I don't know that it would be classified as a true anime because it's not a Japanese animator, but still in that spirit.
Yeah.
A show that Josh got into a few years ago with myself is Ruby. through Rooster Teeth, and
we are on opposite ends here with Ruby.
Okay, I do too. Okay, that is all right.
For me, and it's funny that you mentioned the animation because
Yeah.
that's exactly why I don't.
Oh, okay.
care for it.
Okay.
It's so different. I
It is.
tried really hard, and there are several styles of animation, even just within
Yeah.
Japanese animation. So, I mean, that is also putting you into a certain kind of niche. Is
Yeah,
what
that's true.
Style you like, and I'm glad you guys can bond over that.
Yeah. So,
I'm really happy for
you know,
it.
maybe I'll have to get him into like a Ruby cosplay of some
Oh,
kind.
there was one the other day
There's
that
a
was
really legit
incredible.
one.
I'm sorry I didn't.
Don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's you know, I think I did see somebody walking around with a Ruby cosplay
Big
on
web.
Friday. Yeah, with the scythe. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, it was very cool. So, wow. Well, I mean, you know what? I'm really excited about the potential of being out at Anime Crossroads. Now, again, give us the dates and where can we find our passes? Where can we get excited to attend? I guess. So
Yeah.
what's the location?
Of
That's
course.
the word. Can I get a suggestion from the crowd?
Yeah,
What
I got
a
you, right
location?
here.
Yeah.
So we are in Plainfield, Indiana,
Okay.
on the west side of Indianapolis. You can put Anime Crossroads into any social media platform and it will pop up.
Okay.
So in our Instagram, I think that's probably one of the easier ways. We have a link tree. That link tree will take you to all of the important links, including getting
Okay.
a badge, which we do through Eventbrite.
Okay.
So if you were to Google Anime Crossroads, that is going to be one of the links that pops up.
Okay.
Our ticket prices go up with the solstices.
Okay.
So
Okay.
right now we're sitting at 40. We will go up to 60 by the time that our convention rolls around.
Okay. So get them now. Save $20.
Yeah. While it's hot.
Today.
Get them. Get excited. Yeah. Get excited about
Grab
some
our
anime.
flyer. QR code on the back will lead you right there.
There you go.
We also do a VIP package, and those are
Okay.
limited, and that's a 3-day badge, the entire merch package, front of the line access, early access, all of the things that we could think of to just make it better.
Yeah.
Those are available, but they are limited, so the sooner you buy, the better.
What's if it's okay to ask,
Yeah.
and it's not a secret, what is the price on the
Yeah,
VIP?
the VIP is $150.
$150. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not
so-
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that 3-day badge, but then all of those privileges, I mean, if you've been to a convention before,
Yeah.
you know how the lines get.
Yeah.
You know how seating works in main events, so that's guaranteeing you the front row. And then, the merch, all of the exclusive merch from that year,
Yeah.
our years. So I think it is well worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Well, Megan, Heather, thank you guys so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thanks for putting us out there.
Before I go, and before we go, can you tell me who you are dressed up as? For those of us who might be, plebs and not remember anything
No
about.
problem. Well, this is one of the few animes that we agree on wholeheartedly. This
Okay.
is from Bleach,
Okay.
which does age us and put us in our mid-30s.
Right. Yeah.
And we're okay with that. So I am Captain Toshiro Hitsugaya,
Okay.
and I'm doing a gen bend.
Okay.
But I'm super frosty.
All right. I like it.
And I'm Kurosaki Ichigo.
Kurosaki Ichigo. All right.
Main
I love
character
it.
Main
energy.
character.
Right. I dig it. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for your time.
Ryan.
You're very welcome. I was so excited to see you guys when we got here, and I know we end up running into each other every year at PopCon.
Luckily.
Yes.
Happily.
Now, do you guys do a table at Gen Con as well?
So we actually run the manga library. And
Oh.
when I say we, I mean she and other people. So yeah,
Okay.
you can find Anime Crossroads
Cool.
at Gen Con in the
It's in the West End.
End.
We work with Wasabi Games.
Okay.
But we run the manga library and then the anime viewing room. So
Okay.
if you guys ever need a break, come check us out.
There we go. And I know that you've got a couple more events on your calendar to promote Anime Crossroads.
Yeah.
So where can we find you before February?
Catch us next weekend at MatsuriCon in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, and then I think I remember you saying something about Dragon Con.
Oh no, that's the same weekend. So
Oh, okay,
it's
you guys are
buddies
just-
here are either going to MatsuriCon next weekend.
Oh, okay, or they're going to Dragon Con for
Yeah.
fun. Got
but
it.
So after that, in December, we'll be at GalaxyCon in Columbus.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Okay, well, thank you two so much.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for joining us. If you haven't gotten a chance to come down to PopCon Louisville, well, you're running out of time.
Yeah, you are.
It may even be over by now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it probably is, but that's okay.
Sorry about ya.
Yeah, that's okay. There's always next year. But yeah, check out Anime Crossroads. Get online, order your passes, get that VIP package. I'm just saying, 150 bucks is cheap for a VIP package. So anyway, thank you guys so much. We love you, and we will check you later.